right, good evening, everybody. If you're out there watching on YouTube, Rumble, or X, welcome to another episode of This Week Unloaded. I am, of course, your host, Rich White, and so far we don't have anybody on the panel, but that may change as the evening progresses. Man, this has been a crazy week. Theo Huxtable died this week. Ozzy Osbourne passed away this week. Hulk Hogan passed away this week. Country legend Connie Francis passed away this week. Jazz flugelhornist Chuck Mangione died this week. And my daughter tells me that for when she was looking that Phil Collins was put in the hospice, so he may not be around much longer either. Not a good week to be a celebrity this past week. I tell you what. And the crazy two were probably Ozzy and Hogan. You know, get up, jump on Twitter on, was that Tuesday morning? Wednesday morning? And see that, and it was like somebody hit me in the chest. It was like, boom. I was like, what the hell? You know? I'd been listening to Ozzy as long as I can remember. And yeah, that was crazy, man. It's like when Tom Petty died. It's like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it was wild stuff. And then Hogan the next day. Like, holy crap. You know, say what you want about Hulk Hogan. I know Abigail, if she shows up out there, didn't care for Hogan. Lots of people are saying nice stuff about him in their remembrances and whatnot. So, not everybody hated the guy, including in the business. Just watching Diamond Dallas Page giving remarks about Hogan last night before I went to bed, and Hogan helped him get his push in WCW, according to what he was saying. So, you know, remember, before you go believing one side or the other in any of these he said, she said things, but there's a side to both sides of the story. And sadly, in professional wrestling, especially back in the old days, people had falling outs. It happened. You know, who's to say if you weren't there who was right and who was wrong? And then you have the whole thing with Gawker where Hogan got set up and people were out there still throwing shade, saying, "Oh, he was racist," and all this other stuff. Tony Schiavone last night? No, Thursday night. No, it was last night. It was because Collision was Saturday this week for AEW. They did it. Tony Schiavone said a couple words about Hogan. You know, the two of them worked together in WCW and WWF before that, when Schiavone was there briefly. And basically, to sum up what Schiavone said, was basically what I just said. You know, everybody does good, everybody does bad. Remember people for the good and not the bad, and you'll have a happier life. Vanessa Kitty out there. Ian and Vanessa. And whether you like Hogan or not, he was one of the most influential characters running around back in the 80s. No doubt whatsoever about that. The guy was everywhere. Put pro wrestling on the map as being. There was pro wrestling before Hogan, but it was never what it was when Hogan started up and Vince started his machine before that. There was never a period before that where it was as popular and what it was, like it was under the tutelage of Vince McMahon with Hulk Hogan. It exploded to the point where I brought up Ozzy Osbourne, led with Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne is in the WWE Hall of Fame because of the work that he did with WWE, appearing at various pay-per-views and contributing music to different pay-per-views and whatnot. WWE is a cultural phenomenon, especially back the 80s and 90s in particular. And whether you like Hogan or not, a lot of that's due to him. There was never anybody with that kind of charisma and whatnot before that. So keep that in mind, especially if you're one of these younger people that weren't there and you don't remember, you don't know what you just know what you hear one person say. Just remember that. Anyway, that's what I wanted to get off my chest to start this whole thing, because it's ridiculous the amount of people that are out there. And it's not just over what I had already said. The people throwing fit about, praising him dying and whatnot because he was at the Republican National Convention and and after that did a convention with Trump at Madison Square Garden. Uh-huh. And that's his right to do. And if you don't like it, tough shit. It's not a reason to besmirch somebody's name. He wasn't out there going to a Hitler rally. He wasn't out there giving awards to Adolf Hitler like some people on the left's hero, Margaret Sanger, was. Let's rein it in, people. Pull your heads out of your asses for once, you entitled little dickheads. Enough is enough. People are allowed to have differing opinions from you. Grow up and deal with it like a civilized adult, not some pissant little kid who needs their ass wiped by mommy. Fucking punk ass bastards piss me off. Well, let's see. What else we got going on? According to the reports, there may be a deal with Ghislaine Maxwell to actually create an Epstein list. Personally, I don't think there is one. Not in the hands of the government. Not like what the left has been bitching about. Because I mean, let's look at this. You got the left bitching that they haven't released a list. Still, they had it at least for 4 years under Joseph Biden. There was nothing stopping them from releasing it then if they had it. And like we've said before on this show, if Trump would have been on it, like what you still got people bitching, the reason why they won't release it is because Trump's on the list. If that were the case and they had this under the Biden administration, don't you goddamn well think they would have used it? Jesus. Please make this make sense. They tried everything else. They made up charges against the guy that should never have been filed. Like I said, we've been through this before, and it's still the same goddamn drama 2 weeks later. It's getting old. It's getting old. It's time to move on to something else. You know, Congress will pretty much have off the entire month of August. Maybe they can come up with something else to bitch about in that time period. Odds are probably not. And by Congress, I mean both houses, and for certain people out there who may be watching or may not be watching. But yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell. She says she'll testify too if it comes down to it. Very interesting to see if this goes anywhere. Just for the entertainment factor alone, if nothing else. M. Gabriel's out there. Evening to you. Yeah, I don't know where my panelists are yet at this point. So right now, you just got me. Links were sent. So hopefully they pop in here at some point. Why the hell did that log me out? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. And, certain outlets are saying, I don't know if it's true or not, there's people on X saying this, and people on YouTube saying it, potential that Maxwell could get immunity and maybe even a pardon. I don't think I want her getting pardoned. Commuter sentence to something, to a lighter sentence, maybe. Do I think she needs to get off scot free and walk with a pardon? Hell no. Hell no. She helped facilitate, and so far as the only person that's been convicted. Should she be released completely? No. Uh-huh. Yeah, we've been joined on the panel by Mr. Gizzard Gary, as well as that in the YouTube chat. How are you tonight?
What's up?
Well, just doing a little ranting.
What are we ranting about now? I thought you were happy.
Well,
You
started the assholes that have been running their mouths about Hogan completely and totally nonstop. You know,
about who?
Hulk Hogan
Oh,
on the political side of things mostly, because you
I
got
thought it was Hogan's Heroes or something like that. It's like I
no,
always liked that show personally.
no, no. Dude got something you'll probably like lined up for in a little bit.
Oh,
Uh huh. Oh, you haven't seen the new Star Trek trailer yet, have you?
guess not.
Oh boy, it's in a doozy. I'm Gabriel says if she provides good info, as you said, maybe commute part of her sentence. Yeah, exactly. That's the way I think. That's the way I look at it too. I'm Gabriel talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, Gary. In case you
Ah,
weren't, they're some of the talking heads are talking about she may get a full pardon. It's like no, that should not happen.
where's the rest of the usual suspects at?
I don't know. I was waiting to see if anybody else showed up before getting into the Star Trek thing. But I'll give you a sneak preview of what the trailer is going to be like. Hold on. I got to find the. Yep, that's it. Do, do you see what's wrong with that picture?
Um, let's see. No,
Okay, what race is that?
not 100% sure who it's supposed to be.
Okay. Who were the slave race of the Dominion?
I don't know.
The Jem'Hadar. That is a female Jem'Hadar. Do you know what the problem with there being a female Jem'Hadar is?
Hmm.
There aren't any female Jem'Hadar. The Jem'Hadar are a genetically engineered species created by the Dominion specifically to be a slave race and to be their soldiers. And this is one that's working for Starfleet, according to that's just one thing that's bad about this trailer for this new Star Trek series. Something that doesn't exist being in the show. According to Star Trek lore, they're basically grown in a vat kind of thing. Yeah, they don't have female ones.
Well, you knew Starfleet was pretty much lore from the start when you knew where Starfleet headquarters was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why was San Francisco chosen in the first place?
Yeah, kind of wondered that myself.
It was post-nuclear war era, so who knows? Maybe it's the only city left standing, and they had to rebuild from there. Who knows? Jacob S. is out there. Said he just got done driving 6 hours back from his brother's wedding. Well, I hope you had fun. And Gabriel says there's so much Star Trek material, and Laurie feels like you never know enough to know what's going on. He still doesn't know what happened at the Kittimer massacre. Which Kittimer massacre are we referencing here? Yeah. And then Gabriel asks Jacob, 6 hours with a terrible hangover?
I don't think Jacob drinks, does he?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
I don't know. They drink in Indiana?
Oh, I'm sure there's some that do. They ain't that far from Kentucky.
Oh, that's true. He's just right across the border from.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not saying that everybody in Kentucky is an alcoholic either. But when one of the main things your state's known for is bourbon, yeah. I was hoping Ron Lane would be out there in the chat. You know, he's going to have a field day when I show this Star Trek.
He's from Kentucky. I don't think he's an alcoholic.
No. But I just know he's going to love this Star Trek trailer if you were out there. It's how do I put this? It's like the cast of Glee were doing a Star Trek themed episode. Only worse. Now, you got that picture in your head?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I gave the other guys a chance to get in here. So let's check out this trailer. It's courtesy of Nerdrotic, whose name also happens to be Gary, by the way.
So, we begin. I'm Captain Nala Ake, Chancellor of Starfleet Academy. We're all the first Academy class to return to our campus in San Francisco after more than 120 years. Some of you are here for your families, some for yourselves. Together, you are the best and the brightest from across the galaxy. A tapestry that is Starfleet. You will learn the skills that shaped our greatest officers.
Duty, honor, service!
Like them, we'll ask you to give more of yourselves than you knew you had. To dream without limitations. Whatever challenges came before today led you to this moment. You here now. You weave together the future. So go out and seek, explore, boldly go where no one has gone before. It is my great honor to welcome you all to Starfleet Academy.
Can I refuse an appointment? And the other Gary writes, Star Trek Starfleet Academy looks worse than STD and an STD. That being a reference to Star Trek Discovery, which was also horrible.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, Patriot, somebody else said on Twitter, they're surprised Kirk wasn't Me Too'd and actually has a building named after him. You know, with James T. Kirk's exploits, you'd think he would have been written out of history at this point. Which they very well may be trying to do with the other shit that they've done.
But which Kirk?
Yeah. Barbecue's out there. He's like, what the fuck did I just wake up to? He's like, did I time travel?
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
How dare these people bastardize Star Trek?
Mm-hmm. Patriot said, so Pat is in charge of the Academy now? He said, sound like Pat from Saturday Night Live. No, that's actually Holly Hunter, if I remember correctly. That's playing the part. But she looked like she was having trouble keeping her false teeth in.
Evidently, happy facial makeup is now standard Starfleet.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And having Jem'Hadar be instructors at Starfleet Academy. Not just any Jem'Hadar, by the way, in case you weren't here when I was talking about it earlier. Female Jem'Hadar. You know, what doesn't exist in the Star Trek lore anywhere. Because the Jem'Hadar are a created race created by the Dominion to be their warrior slaves, and there were never any females. For the Jem'Hadar, duty is life. Victory is life. There was no other thought process for them. But no, here comes Star Trek Academy, and we've got female Jem'Hadar. From where? There's not a planet of Jem'Hadar anywhere out there in the universe. It's not like the other race that the Dominion created from monkeys. And the name of the other race escapes me right now. But they actually had females in that race because they were an actual genetic race. They just accelerated their evolution a few 100 million years or something, according to lore. The Jem'Hadar were a totally created, made up race that the Dominion created from whole cloth. So, yeah, I don't know where they're getting a female one from. the Jem'Hadar create a fat black female Jem'Hadar just to be an instructor at Starfleet Academy? I mean, is that what's happening? I don't know. By the way, on that point, there's not enough makeup in the universe to disguise the fact that was a fat black woman playing that Jem'Hadar either. Just saying, it's got to be said, man. We've seen the picture, and for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to throw the picture up there again. I mean, ain't no way that's anything but what I just described it as underneath that makeup. And as the person who put the picture up also said, there are no female Jem'Hadar. The Jem'Hadar are genetically engineered race created to be warriors for the Dominion. Their entire existence is focused on the kill. This further proves the people making Star Trek truly don't give a flying fuck about it. And as the first person that commented, oh, it's the same person. Okay, I guess she did a thread. Scene 157. Oh, yeah, the episode where they explain Jem'Hadar. I guess we can watch that too. This is the Jem'Hadar, folks. So as you can see, 50 seconds worth of research was all they had to do. And they would have known that there are no Jem'Hadar women. 50 seconds. And Gabriel says maybe she identifies as trans.
Could be.
Oh my God. That wouldn't help any, I don't. I mean, up to this point, I don't think there's been an issue with Jem'Hadar having mental illnesses. But they are extremely toxically masculine. So who the hell knows at this point? One thing's for sure is, yes, they do not give a flying fuck about Star Trek. None. At all. So, what else are we going to talk about?
Well, and Gabriel says what I learned in Indiana last month. Hmm. I don't know. A lot of things are going on in Indiana, evidently.
I mean, other than people dying in the Ghislaine Maxwell shit breaking on Friday, it's really been a slow news week this week. There hasn't been a whole lot.
Oh, I believe we had a couple people inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame today.
Oh,
We did. See, Ichiro Suzuki, CC Sabathia, a certain guy by the name of Parker.
First name Dave.
Yeah,
That
and
took that long?
Billy Wagner.
Jeez, man. Those two get in on like some kind of veterans thing or something?
I guess so.
Yeah, those are two guys that you would think would have been in the Hall of Fame at least a decade or so or more ago. You know what I mean?
Of course, Dave Parker has passed, so his son did the
Hmm.
speech. He'd have just lived a month longer.
Now, M. Gabriel says, "Oh, I don't want to say the word and break the seal on the GunTube topic of the week." Okay.
Oh, that'll
Oh,
happen tomorrow night.
a letter and three numbers. Is that what we're referencing?
Let's put it this way. Tomorrow is Foul Territory 320. Does that tell
Oh
you
boy.
anything? How appropriate.
Uh huh. Why would they induct Roseanne Barr? I guess
I
the
don't know.
really messed up. Well, he's got Madonna and Roseanne Barr, so I'm like, Roseanne Barr wasn't in that movie, but then she did do the really bad national anthem at a baseball game. So,
I think I think he meant somebody else.
or he
I think
may
he
have
meant
been saying,
I think he meant Rosie O'Donnell.
or he could be saying Roseanne Barr for the bad national anthem. Who knows? It's Patriot. Hell, he could have meant all three and just forgot one. Madonna in as a player and Roseanne Barr in the celebrity wing. You know, like WWE does. They got the celebrity wing, which is why Ozzy Osbourne is in the WWE Hall of Fame.
But if you put those two in there, you've got to bring Gina Davis in too. It's only fair.
Mm-hmm.
Best player on the team.
Yeah, I suppose so. But then you got to start inducting Wesley Snipes and Charlie Sheen and Tom Berenger. And probably Kevin Costner and Tim Robbins, too. Kevin Costner twice.
Well, you about got to induct John Goodman too. Come on now.
Yeah, yeah.
First ballot even.
Mm-hmm. Well, hell yeah, he played the Babe. How could you not put him in on first ballot?
He played him well over the top, but
Mm-hmm. Well, then you got to put Gary Cooper in too. I mean, and Gabriel says he's racking his brain trying to get all these baseball movie names.
for the record, Babe Ruth was never anywhere near as big as John Goodman was when he played him in that movie.
No.
Particularly from the waist down, Babe Ruth had incredibly small legs for as big a frame as he had. A very powerful upper body.
Let's see, what movies did we reference just now? A League of Their Own, Major League, Bull Durham,
Bull Durham, yeah.
Field of Dreams, hence the Kevin Costner twice.
So you left 8 Men out of there, I believe, didn't you?
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think we did 8 Men Out.
One of my favorite movies, by the way.
So you want John Cusack in there too?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what else. The Babe, which I had already pretty much mentioned when I said John Goodman.
8 Men Out is fairly historical accurate.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think it's boring, but baseball in those days was kind of boring. So
Yeah. I know there's one more movie. I can't remember what one it was now.
you want an accurate portrayal of Charles Kaminsky. Let's put it. He was kind of a bastard.
What was the other movie I referenced that I can't remember what it was now?
Can't think right off the top of my head.
Oh, it's the Lou Gehrig one with Gary Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell's the name of that movie? Great movie. Can't remember the fucking name of it right now.
Oh, Pride of the Yankees.
Yes, Pride of the Yankees.
Did you get The Natural in there?
No, I don't think so. There's so many to choose from. Christ, we could do Danny Glover for the remake of Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah.
Barbecue says if Joe Boo doesn't get voted in, this is all horse.
Little Big League. You could have thrown that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, The Sandlot. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but that wasn't a pro baseball movie. You know, talking MLB here. These were all MLB movies. Other than a League of Our Own, but it was a replacement league, so does that count?
I like historical baseball movies, but The Babe kind of disappointed me. And some of them were done for fun, obviously, Major League and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Bull Durham. Bull Durham was, and that's minor leagues, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a fun movie. And you could go over all the football movies that have been made.
Mm-hmm. I think Bob Euchre made Major League, though. Him as the announcer in that movie was hilarious. Just a bit outside. They don't call him the best paid by color guy in the business for nothing, folks.
Well, at least in the movies, the Indians can make it to the World Series. Now there ain't even any
Mhm.
Indians anymore.
Yeah, right.
At least for now. You heard where Trump was trying to get some of these teams change their names back, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Started with the Redskins, and it's just taken off from there.
Well, that needs to happen. Commanders, come on.
Mm-hmm. he doesn't think Washington should get a new stadium deal unless they change the name back first. He's flat out said it.
Oh yeah.
Interesting to
Now,
see if this.
can he directly make that happen? No. Can
No.
he put pressure on it to happen? Yes, most certainly.
Mm-hmm. M. Gabriel says his baseball lore knowledge is like knowledge of Star Trek. Well, that's why you have
Baseball
people,
makes more sense.
that's why you have people like us to sort it out for you. Oh, you want to see Bob Euchre be Bob Euchre? You got to watch Mr. Belvedere, the
Oh
TV
yeah.
series. Yeah. Set in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, no less. I used to love watching Mr. Belvedere when I was a kid. Never once saw the movie, though. The old black and white movie.
Mm-mm.
Apparently, it was more of a drama than what the TV series was that it was based on. Or the TV series was based on the movie. You know what I mean. But it's one of those situations you get a drama movie and make a sitcom out of it. The exact opposite of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Ended up with a comedy and turned that into a serious action series.
Gary?
Hmm.
Gary triggered me. They will
Why?
always be the Indians, damn it.
Long live Chief Wahoo.
You get the same thing with people around here who are Washington Redskins fans. Then they still call them the Redskins. They don't call them the Commanders. Me and this old black lady were talking about it at the supermarket the one day. I forget how we got talking about it. We've been talking about football for some reason. I don't remember how they said we got started talking about football. But we're just standing there in the one aisle, don't know each other from Adam or anything. We just something happened and we start talking about football. And she was like, "They'll always be the Redskins. They'll never be the Commanders or whatever other stupid name they want to call them."
And damn it, they're still the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Only if they moved Brooklyn. The Raiders, are they Oakland, Los Angeles, or Las Vegas? I've lost count. I've lost track at this point.
It's better than the Athletics, who just dropped the locality name entirely and are just the Athletics now.
Do they even have a home at this point?
They play their home games in Sacramento, minor league part.
Probably draw a crowd that large too. So
They've come close to filling it a couple times, but they're pretty pathetic.
uh-huh. The
Now
days of Moneyball are gone, folks.
they're really worried about the Rays though, because they too are playing in a minor league park in Tampa right now, and they are flirting with playoffs right now, which is
Oh,
really bothering Major League Baseball
yeah,
to no end. It's
that's
like,
not
where
going
are
to
we going
work.
to play playoff games?
Yeah,
They're talking about making them play in Marlins Park, which, well, you don't have to worry about the Marlins being in the playoffs.
could play in Orlando.
They don't have anything that much bigger in Orlando.
Mm, College stadium's going to be bigger than a minor league stadium.
I think the biggest thing in Orlando right now is the Wide World of Sports thing in Disney.
Isn't Central Florida in Orlando? University of Central thereof.
Um, actually,
Retrofit Buccaneers Field.
it's a University of Florida, technically. It's in
That's
Orange
Gainesville.
County, which is Orlando, yes, but
Yeah. Well, they can play there if it comes down to it.
Cut a deal with the Buccaneers. Retrofit
I
their
mean,
field to be a baseball diamond.
it's about like saying Notre Dame is in South Bend. Technically, it's not. It's
Mm-hmm.
in Notre Dame, Indiana, but yeah, it's South Bend.
Yeah. Hey, it's got its own zip code, man. Notre Dame's got its own fire department, own police department, own zip code.
Let's see, UCF plays in John Juliano Park, which only seats 3,800 fans. So,
Mm,
yeah, they've got better digs now.
yeah.
I've actually been by that place they're playing now, which is George Steinbrenner Field there.
Wow, how that's ironic, isn't it?
It's right next to where the Buccaneers play. It's right on that same plot of land.
Every time you got to go into work, you got to look at the guy that made your team famous, at least in the latter half of the 20th century.
But that would be interesting if they made the playoffs. The Athletics, they don't really have to worry about it.
No, they don't got to worry about that.
They got to worry about whether Vegas is actually going to get around to building a baseball stadium, or are they just going to move dirt around in a vacant lot, which is all they've done for the past 2 or 3 months. They've showed time lapses. They're just basically taking dirt and pushing it here and pushing it there. Probably waiting for funding to come through, if it comes through.
Well, they may not have the illegal alien workforce to build the stadium now, Gary. Come on. You know, like the people that were doing the work for Florida State.
You could just retrofit Allegiant Stadium for
Mhm.
baseball. Why not?
uh,
Maybe then they could have a winning program in there. I don't know.
I don't know if that would work. You know, a baseball only stadium isn't the easiest thing in the world to convert to a baseball. A football only stadium isn't the easiest thing to convert to a baseball only.
Tell that to people in the LA Coliseum. They played there for what, 2 seasons?
Yeah, but that
3 seasons.
wasn't a football only stadium though.
Just put a big net in left field.
Yeah. Remember, the Coliseum was built for the Olympics.
Yeah, it had a huge track going around it, so
Mm-hmm.
that gave it a little bit extra room.
Mm-hmm. Somehow we always end up coming back to sports. I don't know how.
I think we've lost our audience.
Still says there's 4 out there. So,
They're
don't
not
know.
talking though.
No.
You should have a bracket.
I didn't have time to put one together today. I thought about it, but just never didn't have time to do it.
If you had a set, you could do a bracket.
What now?
So if you had a set, you'd do a bracket.
If you had a set, you'd do a bracket, he said.
Is that what he said?
Mm-hmm.
Am I not coming through?
You are. It might just be my ears not functioning properly.
Huh.
I heard you.
Yeah. So I said it might just be my ears not functioning properly.
I understand barbecuees.
Maybe that's it.
I can translate for you.
Hell, I don't even know what to do a bracket on. If I were to do one right now.
Favorite Aussie songs. There you go.
Wrestlers who had the best gear. Not
This
just ring gear, but it could have been like Ric Flair with his robes, Macho Man with his sunglasses and hats.
it would be Ric Flair hands down, man. That guy was always dressed to the
Nah.
nines.
But we're not just talking. It doesn't have to be like, oh, just like. Did you think Macho Man's outlandish color ways and hats and all the fringe, or was it Taker just with his different couple colorways, or the American Badass gimmick even, or Shawn Michaels with the chaps.
Yeah, I would
Then you
still.
could go into Buddy Rogers
Yeah, I
and
would still
say
have to say
Hulk
Flair,
Hogan
man.
with his colors. Well, I'm just saying, and say you got
Yeah,
plenty of options here.
yeah,
This is why it
because
would be a bracket.
look at Flair when he would be up at the announce desk. Because remember they used on TBS. You may not remember, but others would. They used to do the interviews right there at the announce desk,
Mhm.
and Flair would come out in a full silk, expensive thousands of dollars suit with a
Yep.
Rolex and alligator
Well, yeah,
shoes,
because
and I mean, he was styling. When he said he was styling and profiling in his profiles,
he had a
the
gimmick
man
to live up
wasn't
to.
lying.
I say, but how many other wrestlers wear out suits to this day? I mean,
Not like
I
Flair
mean,
did,
shit.
though.
Look at the ridiculous suits Seth Rollins wears out now. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
frick?
Rick,
Like, what?
Seth Rollins looks like he lost his goddamn mind. There's a difference between that and the way Ric Flair was doing it.
I realize. I'm just saying.
Some of those outfits that Seth Rollins comes out and looks like he took it from Becky Lynch's closet.
I say, oh, here's one that I didn't even say. RVD and his airbrush singlets.
Yeah, but if you're going with the total package, and I don't mean Lex Luger, the robes, everything. There's only one wrestler that has their gear in the Smithsonian, by the way. That's Ric Flair.
Yeah, Smithsonian is partial. It's run by commies.
It's actually run by the Supreme Court. Did you know the curator of the Smithsonian is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court?
I reject your reality and assert my own.
That's one of the duties of the Chief Justice, is to be the curator of the Smithsonian Institution. Patriot says, yeah, but what wrestler got beat up by Rocky? That's not the way that scene went.
Yeah, Hogan friggin' launched him,
Mm-hmm.
and for years Sly was pissed off at him. But like Hogan legitimately launched him,
Yeah. Well, he was told to.
and
Stallone told him, I want you to launch me. I don't think he realized just how strong Hogan was when he told him that.
yeah, and say, I think it was only recently that Sly really spoke out on that, and how, like, again, how he didn't realize how that was going to go, and how he actually, kind of held that grudge against Hogan because it hurt him. And, Hogan was, later on was like, no, I wasn't trying to hurt anybody, wasn't trying to show anybody up, anything like that. He's like, I was green as hell. He's like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And when Sly heard that, he's like, oh shit, here I am being an asshole. And like, just nobody explained anything to this guy.
Yeah, he just went out there and did what he did on a weekly basis. He was still in AWA at that point, wasn't he?
Yeah. No, and Hogan was green as hell in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
I mean, what? He was
That was
only
what? That
a
was
year in, maybe two.
83? That was what, 83?
Was it?
82 or 83. Yeah.
He might have. If it was 82, he was what?
He was still
3
in
years
AWA
in then.
at that point. Yeah, he'd been in there since the late 70s.
I think 79.
I actually had that action figure of Hulk Hogan. They had a action figure of him as Thunderlips from the movie. And it was
You
more,
just like it because his name is Thunderlips.
well, it was Hulk Hogan, and he was more usable because I had the AWA figures, right?
Yep.
I had the Road Warrior set. I had the Baron von Raschke and Rick Martel set. And then I got Hogan by himself because they had him at the $1 store or something as Thunderlips. And he was the perfect size to go with those other ones. And his arms and legs and stuff bent just like those other ones did, unlike the
That's pretty sweet. I won't lie.
WWE one.
I like to give you shit, but that is pretty sweet.
It was almost like the AWA had made or designed a doll for him, but didn't get a chance to make it. And they sold it as a Rocky memorabilia instead. You know what I mean?
So, Gary, you ever play with Hulk Hogan?
I did not.
I actually had a Hulk Hogan action figure when I was growing up. It was Hollywood Hulk Hogan with the lightning pants. Oh, it was badass.
Yeah, that's when they started getting really articulated and everything, where you could like have guys put guys in the figure 4 and stuff.
And say Hulk Hogan didn't really become a phenomenon until I was in my 20s. So,
Yeah, it was around 84 or so when he started taking off.
yeah.
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 Gary the Boater.
Yeah, I was about 10 years old when Hulkamania started.
I wasn't even alive when it started. Technically.
Mm-hmm.
Because what? 87 is when it started to take off.
No, 84. Hogan
Was it
started.
84?
Yeah, it was 84 because 85 you had WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 84 was when Hogan
When you
dropped the leg
beat-
on the Iron Sheik and won the title.
Yeah. And make you ember.
And this was Hogan's second time in the Fed. His first time was a failure. Then he jumped over to AWA, and then Vince convinced him to jump back again. Which probably wasn't very hard because Vern Gagne didn't want to pay him anything.
Yeah.
That was Gagne's big mistake, was not paying Hogan. Because he was starting to get a following in AWA before he jumped over to WWE.
Yep. Well, that's one of the reasons McMahon wanted Harley Race so bad, because then he would have AWA.
Well, hell, Harley Race was in the NWA at that point.
But I thought he was working AWA stuff too at that point.
They would cross back and forth.
Yeah.
AWA and NWA had a working relationship where their guys could travel back and forth to the territories. Vince was closing all that off.
But he already had Hogan. Then he wanted to get Race because at that
Which
point
he
he
did.
had the two biggest names.
Well, Race was on the decline at that point. He had Flair had supplanted Harley Race by then.
Yes.
Yeah, I can remember Race when I was a kid in the mid 70s, early to mid 70s. And he was wrestling Central States back in those days.
Mm-hmm. Which was an NWA territory.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
He was out of St. Joseph, Missouri, as I believe.
Yeah. That's where his wrestling school was in that area.
Just outside of the KC area, about where the
Mm-hmm.
airport is, in that general vicinity.
This was not a direction I expected the chat to go tonight. But again, you never know what direction this show's going to go.
I'm here to save your chats, Rich. You're welcome.
Me and Gary were doing pretty good.
Oh my God. We need to do AI and put Harley Race as Pope.
Oh God. Yeah, why didn't we think of that before?
Right?
Well, I did Ozzy last night on Fawcett Show. So.
Harley Race, there's a pope that nobody would want to argue with. Now, if Harley Race and Haku got into a fight and you were Andre the Giant, would you break it up?
No.
Ooh.
I would tell all the other boys to break it up.
I ain't
I was
going
gonna
near
get fair
that. Let them two kill each other.
Hey boys, stop them now, or else I kick your ass. And then the boys look like, "Fuck, really, Andre?"
I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Harley Race began his wrestling career in 1959, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can believe it because how long it takes some of these guys to even today. I mean,
The thing is, Andre was smart enough to do something like that.
Mm-hmm. But you look at guys like Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns that we talked about before. Both those guys are almost 40.
Well, a lot of wrestlers today, they're not making it to the WWE. I don't even think the WWE wants to look at guys until they're 30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got over in TNA, they just crowned the youngest X Division champion ever. He's 20 years old.
I think part of that reason is due to a maturity factor.
Mm-hmm.
You look back at, and funny thing is, big part of this is one of their lead instructors, mentors, counselors, everything you want to call them at NXT now. But Shawn Michaels, like, man, that left a sour taste in everybody's mouth for a lot of years. X-Pac, another one, super awesome talent. Jeff Hardy. Unfortunately, you get these young kids in this business, and they're really easily impressioned. They get mixed up in some stuff they shouldn't get mixed up in, and like I said, I really think that's why they don't look at a lot of these guys until they're pushing 30 now.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that people don't realize, they'll see somebody big like a CM Punk or Seth Rollins or Bryan Danielson / Daniel Bryan making it big in like WWE. They don't realize, because they don't watch the independent stuff, the 10 to 15 years that these guys put in Ring of Honor before that.
Yeah. I was just watching, or should say watching, I was listening to Jim Cornette podcast where he was talking about, he called up Johnny Ace and he's like, hey, or no, it might have been Bruce Pritchard. Either way, no, it was Pritchard. It was Pritchard. And he's like, hey, just found this kid. He's phenomenal. He can't talk a lick on the mic yet, but like his work is awesome. He's got 36-inch thighs, blah, blah, blah. It was friggin' Rhino. And they're like, oh, he doesn't have a personality. He's like, personality? He's fucking 19. Sign him. We can develop a personality. This kid's amazing.
They're
like, nope.
You know who Rhino was riding with in Canada?
Ooh. Sabu?
Nope.
Who?
Edge and Christian.
I should have guessed that.
Back before they made it big in WWE, Edge was telling a story.
Hold on, is Rhino Canadian?
Podcast. No, he's from Detroit, but he.
That's what I thought.
He got his start in Canada, working the indies up there.
Gotcha.
Going over to Hamilton and up in through Western Canada, and that's where he met Edge and Christian, was doing that.
Yeah.
But there's a story where they got stuck in ice because one of the roads, ice road truckers, how you crossing the ice roads and stuff. They were crossing one of those, and the ice underneath them broke, and they were on a lake, and the car started to sink. The ice was shallow enough where you could stand in it. Rhino jumped in, pushed the car out, and then jumped back out and got in the car and was freezing his ass off. Dude was extremely strong. From what Edge was saying.
Again,
amazingly strong legs.
Jim Cornette described it as 36-inch thighs at 19 years old, which I mean, you look at the guy, I would not doubt it at all.
No.
And Bruce Pritchard's like, oh, no, no personality. And he's like, what? We can develop a personality. And what happens? Paul Heyman gets a hold of him.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest is history.
Yep. When you got a guy like that, he doesn't have to be able to talk. He does
Yeah.
all his talking in the ring. That's what managers are for.
Like, you think somebody like Bruce Prichard would friggin' understand that?
Yeah. Brother Love, for Christ's sake. You think he would understand how managers work, right?
You would think.
But the thing is, Vince hated the manager model. He
Oh
hated
yeah.
it. That's why, if you notice, in the '90s, you started seeing less and less of them in the Fed because
Oh, he hates
Vince was getting
tag
rid of them.
teams too. And
Yeah.
why does he hate tag teams? That answer's really simple as well. Because he's got to pay 2 people instead of 1.
Well, he likes tag teams of a certain variety.
Well,
If you catch
yeah.
my meaning.
Yes.
Just not in the wrestling ring.
I feel like we have annexed Gary.
You did what to me?
Annexed you
Annexed me into what?
from the conversation.
Hey, you guys are doing pretty well without
I feel like you have a lot to contribute here.
me. I don't know. I'm old school.
You
That might
notice
be.
Older than you guys by what? 20 years? I don't know.
Oh,
In your
fuck, Gary.
case,
You got
30 years.
yeah.
10, 15 for me. That's all.
I'm about twice barbecue's age. Let's be
Mhm.
No, not quite that.
You were born, what, 61, Gary?
60.
60? Okay, so 14 years older than me. What were we talking about?
Gary's age
Oh, no, before that.
and how it no longer gets up.
Hey, it works for
Cock a doodle doo.
Vince. Gary just needs the little blue pills like Vince.
No, I was talking about
No
how
use ain't for no
he
use for
doesn't have
that.
a set schedule anymore. What are you talking about, Rich? You pervert?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm retired, man.
Uh-huh.
My gosh.
Well, hell, we were just talking about Vince McMahon. It's a natural place to go.
Uh-huh.
I remember his brother Ed, but
We're on to a Matters out there in the YouTube chat. That was a while back. Oof. Yeah, oh, he's still there. Okay.
he's alive.
Yeah. Oh, way back when, barbecue, Patriot said you had the Hulk Hogan pajamas and body pillow.
No body pillow, no pajamas because my parents were not that wealthy. But I did have the bandana. I did have the foam finger because I got to go to one WWF show when I was a kid.
The World Wildlife Federation.
That's right. And I got to see them fight chinchillas against each other. It was pretty awesome.
Whoa. My younger brother, he had the Ultimate Warrior Wrestle Buddy. Remember those things? It was like they were like a
Oh,
pillow.
wanted those so friggin' bad.
We beat the holy hell out of that.
My cousins had the Ultimate Warrior one.
We used to jump off the dresser onto it and stuff, onto his bed, and you know. Then one day we broke the bed, and was my mother mad? She's like, how did you do that? And of course, my stepsister, being the snitch she was, told her exactly how we did it. That got us in trouble. We used to take, remember the really long belts that would come with bathrobes back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
We would stretch one of those from one end of the bed to the other like the ring ropes. We would jump over top of the ring ropes into the ring which was his bed, onto the Ultimate Warrior thing, and yeah, we broke the bed. The thin bed slats underneath is what broke. Yeah, we got in a little bit of trouble for that one.
This is 2023.
Trying to think of something else to talk about. What else we got, guys? Come on. We got a little over a half hour to kill yet.
Until what?
100% those.
Until we hit 2 hours and I can end this.
Who says you have to end at 2 hours?
I do.
Well, then
That's what she said.
who's doing the late night show?
I don't know. I gotta get up in the morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we give you Midnight Range.
It'd be nice.
Where is that peckerhead anyway?
I don't know. Patriot says, question, what wrestler will be the very best at midget tossing? And he said we should do that as a bracket too.
So when I got to photograph the midget tossing, there's this guy named Meatball. He wasn't actually. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, there wasn't a whole lot of tossing of midgets going on. Although them beating each other with cookie trays, baking sheets, that was a lot of fun.
As far as actually tossing them, Andre tossed a fair share of them.
Would like to remind everybody that the only way for me to actually view any of that is through the electronic viewfinder and my 70-200 lens. Which actually that night was pretty fuckery as well, because the lighting was abysmal.
I'm trying to remember what guys I actually have seen do a midget on full-size adult male wrestling match, and I remember Andre doing them. Did Bundy do any?
Al Bundy?
No, King Kong Bundy.
Yeah. I can tell you somebody who's never tossed midgets. That's
you?
GearWebsites.com. Because
how do you know?
GearWebsites.com is your source for Every Second Matters, gun channels, gear, ammo, ID, and more. They have patches, stickers, and other items, and every Friday is Free Patch Friday. So buy cool stuff at GearWebsites.com.
But we need to put this to a test. He's out there. G-Webs, have you ever thrown a midget?
It's pretty bad. You know, I can recite that from memory because I've said it so many times. I don't even have the script in front of me.
You know, if he's thrown a midget, then that makes Gear website's good for throwing midgets too, which would be perfect for Patriot.
I think Patriot would go broke.
Uh-huh.
No, but gear websites can keep your budget in check because you're getting free stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember a whole bunch of guys. I mean, Doink did the thing with the midget before. What was the name of his? Dink or something like that? Dink and Doink or something?
Yeah, Dink the Clown
Yeah.
was his midget accomplice. Doink was so underrated. Oh my god. Like, in terms of taking over as a heel after Jake, that was such a great gimmick.
What makes it even better, there were two different guys in that clown costume.
Oh, after what's his face? You know, just he's a bad dude. You know, had his
His drug problem, shall we call it?
drug problems and blow up with McMahon, and went to WCW, and McMahon's like, well, you know what? They don't know who the hell's in the clown costume, so
They
just
kept
like
it going. Just like screw it.
you know, because McMahon didn't care.
Yeah. Well, he
He's
thought that
like,
would work with Diesel and Razor
and
Ramon too.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, at least with the clown, people didn't know who the hell was behind
Yeah,
that.
nobody knew
With
it was
Diesel
Matt
and Razor,
Bourne under
he's
the
like,
makeup, you know.
well, we own it, brother, so put somebody in it. They won't notice.
And it's kind of hard.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to know the difference between Kevin Nash and Glenn Jacobs. Glenn Jacobs, Rosie, who doesn't know that's Kane's real name.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I still love Jim Cornette's story. They're like, take Glenn and the other guy that also played fake Undertaker, and take them down and train them for a week and make them fake Deezer and fake Razor. Fake Deezer, wow. Fake Diesel and fake Razor. And he's like, I got a week? What? So he's like, send me all the friggin' tapes. And he watches everything for Diesel. And he goes to Glenn and he's like, so here's everything I got. And he's like, it's 6 moves. And he tells him everything. And he's like, oh, and the hair flip. He's like, I'm counting the hair flip as a move. And Glenn Jacobs is just like, shit.
Yeah, because his hair didn't look anything like Kevin Nash's
Oh, there's
hair.
that. But he was so much more athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Such a versatile wrestler than that.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember, too, Nash was already pushing 40 when he got into the business. Green in the business at age 40. It was like, how athletic did people expect Kevin Nash to actually be at that point? He was a washed-up college basketball player that was working as a bouncer at a nightclub in Tampa. That's how he met these guys and got into the business.
That's how a lot of the guys.
That's how DDP got into the business, because he worked the same club that Nash did.
Yep.
Yeah. DDP was actually Nash's boss at the club.
That's what I thought.
Hey, he was managing the place. And G-Web says no, he has never thrown a midget.
You wanna?
They say he's not interested in that. He said, but thanks for
Are
the
you
plug.
sure?
Who doesn't want to throw a mini me? Come on.
Does he want to plug a midget?
Hope not.
Let's say with a boat plug? I think they float already. I don't think you have to plug them.
You don't have to. You take a bike pump and pump them up more.
I don't think. I don't know. They might be pretty dense, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Talking to a couple of no. I've heard a couple of them talk about it. Like their head, super heavy. Like it just pulls them straight down, but like their ass just makes them bob like a bobber. So yeah, they will float.
Just upside down.
Yeah, so they're going to drown.
Now, if they fart, does it work like propulsion and push them under even more?
I don't know. Gary,
Yo,
thoughts?
Probably. How did
I'm
I
not
get into
even
this?
getting in this conversation. I'm staying the hell out of this.
He's like, what the hell am I even doing here?
I know, right?
Patriot, and now in the middle of that conversation, Patriot asks, "What about Foxy Boxing?
Foxy boxing. What the hell is that?
Women boxing?
Oh, women are allowed to box?
Yeah, they used to have a thing where they. Muhammad Ali's daughter was big into it.
Are we sure they don't have penises?
Yeah, they were women. They were wearing lingerie and stuff. That's why hence the Foxy part of it.
I don't know. I don't trust it.
There's women's boxing in the Olympics.
You've ever seen a couple of gals get pissed off at each other in Walmart and just about go at it? I mean, they get right mad at each other, man.
Yes, they do. America.
Not just in the U.S., buddy. Oh, somebody posted a video from, I think it was Sweden. These two chicks got into a fight in their equivalent of Walmart over there. Oh my God, were they beating the hell out of each other? You think they get bad here? One woman picked up a freaking shelf and was hitting the other one with it. Good Lord Almighty. Looked like something you would see in WWE. No, that was actually more like something you would see in AEW. But you get the idea. Yeah, it was craziness. It was crazy. Something else somebody posted. This picture of looked like or a video of it looked like a 5-year-old kid just going through and trashing this store. And people are posting comments, if that were my kid, he'd be getting his ass beaten. And of course, they put up a community comment. Oh, this kid had this and that wrong with him. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, he still would have been getting his ass beat. Just because the kid has something wrong with him doesn't mean you don't discipline him if he's doing something wrong, you know? They still got to learn just like every other kid.
Yeah, I highly disagree. I'm gonna say if they have learning development issues, disciplining the kid like every other kid doesn't work
That's
because
not
they're
what
not like
I
every other
didn't.
kid.
Yes, but this was a kid that was old enough. He understood enough to where he was walking to school with a backpack on and whatnot. It's not like
Doesn't mean that he learns like every other kid.
still he has to. You still have to discipline him. Was my point.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that the discipline's the same like every other kid. If he has
No, not
developmental
identical.
issues,
No, but I'm saying my point is that
you
he
literally
still
just
has
said
to
beat
be
his ass.
he still would have to be disciplined. Was what my point was. He still has to learn right from wrong.
You literally just said beat his ass.
I was speaking hyperbolistically, obviously, because if you go with the whole comment of what I said, he still needs to be disciplined and everything.
So either you guys think guns are cool?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I was just going through looking at my 44 Magnums today. Actually, I was looking at all my handguns. My 1911s. Those are nice too.
How many 1911s you got, Rich?
Hmm?
How many 1911s you got?
I don't have any.
Have you got 24? Like, you
What?
got any? What the hell?
Yeah, I don't have one.
Are you gun guy?
I've had one in the past. I don't have one now. I don't have the money right now to
Do you
buy
even
one.
love America?
Man, I ain't got the money right now to buy one.
2 world wars.
Yeah, I know.
And
What Gary said.
it's not good enough for Rich White. Right?
Uh-huh.
He probably shoots 9mm.
It's good enough
So
for
does
G.I.
Gary.
Joe, but not good enough for Rich White. I shoot all kinds of stuff. I also shoot 40 and 45, real American calibers.
I shoot 40 in 45, just not out of a 1911. I don't have a 1911.
What do you got that shoots 40?
What do I got that shoots 40?
Mm-hmm.
HK-USP, couple different MSPs. That's it. Thought about building a pistol caliber carbine in 40 if I could get the money to do it.
Patriot says 7. He must have 7 1911s. That's not as many as Barbecue has, though.
It's close.
Yeah, I don't think Barbecue has as many as Jason Stewart has either, though.
Well,
Jason's trying to
Jason's
buy.
had slight privilege.
Yeah, he's trying to buy up all the 1911s and red and 92s before anybody else can get any. At least he was at one time. He hasn't been on in a while, so I don't know if he's bought anything new or not. Been what, a month or so since Jason's been on?
It's been over that, I think.
Let me say, but no, I am at 10 1911s. If I'd stop buying camera equipment, I'd have a lot more. But
Oh, Ghost is out there.
Wow, we have royalty. Wow.
Yeah.
that small gift that the camera has.
It's a good thing he wasn't in here for that midget conversation, or else he wouldn't be here now.
Oh, he would have found out about how G-Libs wants to plug him and toss him.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
No kidding.
Hmm.
The guy just comes in here and you're already bashing it. Wow.
But notice how he popped up when we started talking about 1911s, because
Uh-huh.
secretly he really loves them.
Yep. He's only counting his 1911s that are in 45. He said he also has some extras that are in 10.
Who's that? Patriot?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, if I only count my 1911s that are in 45, he is beating me then. Or no, we might be tied. Actually, no. Yeah, we'd be tied.
Well, he didn't say how many.
Well, no,
He
because
said
we.
7 earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
so that
only
would
said
be.
he didn't say how many extras he has.
But what I'm
Oh,
saying
that's
is, if we're only counting 1911s and 45, then we'd be tied.
Oh, okay.
Because I have 7 in 45. I've got 1 in 22 mag, and I've got 2 in 10 millimeter.
Ghost said no plugs there, exit only.
no 38 Super.
Oh, don't worry, Ghost. We're really not sure where the plug goes or anything for a midget. Because we're pretty sure it's like a boat plug. So like it could just like go in an ear hole or something. But then I was like, I'm pretty sure midgets just float anyways if we toss them in the water.
Yeah, but we came to the conclusion that they float upside down, so they would drown anyway.
Which it does present a problem because then we don't get to
Mm-hmm.
toss them again.
I just think you could have had self-adjusting safety lines for on public beaches and stuff. Think of all the possibilities, but no, because they float upside down, you can't do it.
Oh my god, midget buoys. Those just sell
Exactly.
themselves.
Could have employed all them midgets, got them off the streets, gave them good earning jobs as a safety device, but can't do it.
And we find out which ones are best for the job.
Mm-hmm.
We just give them a simple little pre-employment test, and all it says is, "Do you shoot 9 millimeter?" If they check yes, we go say, "Yes, you are perfect to be a buoy."
Or as long as their name's Bob.
Yes, but that's a plus.
That is true. Won't lie. That took me longer than I'd like to admit for some reason. That was a good one, Gary.
And it was right about this point that Ghost realizes, maybe I made a mistake coming in here.
I got a feeling this is the only thing live right now.
Ability.
Probably why Ghost wandered in the first place. He's like, "Oh, I guess this will
I
do."
guess, I guess if Midnight Range isn't coming back, we'll have to listen to this shit.
Yeah. Hey, he's partly responsible for this shit starting. If you remember back when this was getting started.
Just remember, Midnight Range TM, if you're out there, this is all your fault.
It
Mm-hmm.
is. You could end all of our misery by just starting the closer again. But no, we have to deal with Rich in this.
Oh, hell, the closer wouldn't start for another 13 minutes anyway.
Yeah, at least we have a time to be looking forward to have this wrapping up.
Mm-hmm. I said I
This could
wanted
go
to.
on for another 3 hours.
Yeah, no, I already said I wasn't doing that.
You also said you weren't going to cuddle Gary at goals, but
Hell, I don't even know if we're going to be making it to goals now after what happened yesterday. Oh,
oh,
What
you
happened
guys don't
yesterday?
know.
Oh,
Amy hurt herself at work, so now we gotta wait till she sees the doctor tomorrow to see if she's gonna be able to go or not. I'll let you know tomorrow night for sure.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
That is a shout out to Brooke Cheney, who says peanut butter and jelly instead of bad words.
So yeah, I'm not even sure we're gonna
That's a
make
lie.
it.
He says plenty of bad words.
I heard her say one once. It surprised the hell out of me.
Oh my god,
No,
you
I
should hear when
didn't
we're
know
on the
you
phone
had it in you.
sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah,
what you guys say in private to each other? It's
Yeah.
a whole different thing entirely.
yeah.
She'll call me because like something aggravated her or something, and like she'll get going on a little rant, and I'm like, "Woo, you are spicy."
It's like Clover, man. He puts on this persona when he's doing his show because he has all these kids watching. And then, man, you get him backstage, he's like a drunken sailor.
And don't be talking personal stuff about Clover. And whatever you do, don't mention 22 LR.
Mm-hmm.
22, 22, 22. Did it work?
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Not yet. Ghost is probably texting him right now. Hey, you need to get
I
over on
was
Richard's
gonna
show. They're
say,
talking
Ghost is
about you.
texting him right now. Jump into Richard's show. Barbecue said the secret word. The thing is, like, the amount of times where somebody has said 22 or been a smart ass and went 22, 22, 22, and all of a sudden Clover's in your chat, it's like, what the fuck?
I think he's secretly in all our chats. He just doesn't actually talk until he hears the magic words.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely lurks.
Oh, Patriots taking off. Good night, sir.
See you, good
Another
sir.
one. Another
Like
one
what I did
who's
there?
bad about that is Two Live Moo.
Mm-hmm.
He lurks
Yeah.
out in people's chats and
He just lurks waiting for giveaways.
yeah, pretty much. He wouldn't dare speak now.
Mm-mm.
It's almost past his bedtime anyway. Some people actually have to go to work in the morning.
Yeah.
But at least I hear that people do that.
Yeah, I hear that too.
There he is.
There he is.
I told you he was out there.
Uh-huh. Oh, he's always
just
lurking.
I just knew it.
Mm-hmm. I
Who?
resemble that remark, some bitches.
Got
he's
him. We
in
got
bed.
him.
Yep.
Busted.
Yep. We baited him into it.
Yep. Now if we could just get Midnight Range to talk, he's probably out there too.
Possibly.
Probably.
Pretending he's not here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Him
Like,
and
if
his
he does
tiny
pop
little
up,
hands. Yeah.
what alias do you think he'll use?
I don't know. He's got lots of them.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Wonder who else is hiding out there.
Not many, because it says there's 4. Again, that count is dubious. We have no idea if that's accurate or not.
Oh, Gary, question for you, my friend.
Yo.
If I do come to Thunder on the Prairie, think I should print off the photos from last year and bring them?
I could. Yeah.
That's what I was kind of thinking, seeing as I have a $1,300 printer.
I think you should do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, because I'm actually in the process of it right now. But then I was like, oh, that's Gary. Because if Gary's like, no, then I'll just hit the cancel button right now and save myself a shit ton of paper.
Oh, got Boomstick out there. Wow.
What?
Yeah, you called Clover and you got Boomstick
Uh
instead.
huh. Yeah. Is that the booby prize for getting for? I don't know.
What about boobies?
No. Run to Away Matters is still out there. He's been quiet off and on.
Some people may be using this to go to sleep.
Mm.
It's better than melatonin.
I don't know. They hear topics sort of that we've been talking about tonight. Be like, what the hell did they just say? And wake themselves right back up. They say plug a midget? What? The hell are they talking about?
Well, I mean, sometimes your midget gets a hole in it, and sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
gotta plug them up with some cock. Now
Or
you gotta decide: do you use white cock or black cock?
mm, you might be able to do it with a bicycle inner
Depends on how
tube
big the
patch kit
hole is,
too.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh, my spray foam first. Good idea.
Mm-hmm. Can of Fix a Flat maybe?
Maybe.
Flex Seal.
Yeah, it would make them watertight. For a wetsuit, does a midget just use a can of Flex Seal?
No, I feel like they just dip themselves in plasti dip.
That might work.
We are so going to hell for all of this.
Yes, we are.
I'm gonna say a kitchen sized trash bag would probably work too.
Yeah, but you have to got a hole in it.
Hefty.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. Alrighty, I think we need to start wrapping this up before we go any farther down any rabbit holes. Gang,
Wuss.
got anything you want to plug besides midgets?
I got some knife videos on my channel if you want to check those out. I just released 5 on Friday. I believe it was Friday or Saturday. One of those. Anyway, check them out. They might be good. Um, Tomorrow night, Monday night, it is Foul Territory 320, and you can just guess what we're going to talk about tomorrow night. And that is at 9 p.m. Central Time. So, anyway, don't miss it. And thanks for having me. This is the best damn show on right now, I tell you what.
Probably the only
It's
damn
the only
show
thing
on right
on.
now.
Well, then it's the best, ain't it?
Yeah, by default. I'll take default. All right, that's what we're on. What about you, barbecue?
As far as YouTubes go, I got nothing coming up. I will take the time to say, if you are somebody who dabbles in photography at all, I would highly recommend getting your own photo printer. Though it is extremely rewarded. Rewarded. Goddamn, like I can't talk anymore. It bugs the shit out of me. Anyways, rewarding. And like Canon makes great photo printers, and I'm not like go with a pro level one. You don't have to have the big $1,300 one like I have. Like they've got ones that are like $300 on a pro level that do amazing work. And when you get to see your images come to life and not just on a screen, it's a whole different level. So that's my little message tonight. If you dabble in photography, print your images. And if you have a little bit extra cash, get your own printer at home. Do it at home. You'll love the decision.
All right. You sure that's all you got?
Yep.
No. Yep. No show again Thursday.
I'm thinking about it, but I don't know if I will or not. One, because, well, I would like to do a bracket, but with the mic issues,
Mm-hmm.
um, I might probably just gonna wait until I do get a new mic because I know for sure it's the mic now. Two, for the topic that I had told you guys about, I would like to try and find somebody to be that other voice that is on the other side of that topic, because with the four of us that were, or no, you weren't there for that chat. That was last night in Foss's after chat. So with the five of us that were in Foss's after chat, with the idea that I had tossed out, even with you, so that'd be six of us, Rich, with the topic that I had thought about, which actually, I guess I could say it out loud, couldn't I? Because then I might be able to find somebody who would be that person. So if you are hardline, no compromise on the Second Amendment, meaning like absolutely not. Don't give an inch. You don't care what the bill is. If you don't get everything that you want in the bill, don't pass it. Whatever the hell it is, like you are absolutely, positively no compromise. I would love to have you on the show when I have this topic. And because the topic's going to be, is it better to be 100% no compromise or to have a little bit of flex and be compromise for 2A in the long run? So I think that would be a really cool discussion. And I don't like to have echo chambers. And unfortunately, I think the majority of us in that conversation would have fairly like-minded views. And like I said, I like to have somebody on that would be like, oh, hell no, I'm, 100% no way. Because I want to understand their exact rationale and have a discussion with them. So if anybody is out there, holler at me and shoot you a link, and whenever I get around to having that chat. And yeah, so there we go. Thanks, Rich.
Yep, no problem. Thanks for jumping on. And with that, we will bid you adieu for this week. I don't know if I got anything coming up this week or not. So the only thing I can tell you is pay attention to the channel. If you see something, you see something. If you don't, you don't. But until then, we definitely should have the show next week. And I don't see any foreseeable reason why we wouldn't, as long as everything goes right. So until then, have a good night. And well, yes,
Give 'em the bird.
You got you don't got that on, except for on your studio thing, do you? I was gonna say,
That's
got a
what-
drum roll. Damn.
That's all right. I can give closing plugs. Remember, folks, go out, live the American dream, sign some babies, kiss some tits. Shit, I said that backwards. Whatever. We're out of here.
Yeah, well, I wanted a drum roll for the new outro.
Whatever. That was way better.
Well, here's the new outro. See y'all later.
Later.